Greetings, friends. Grace and peace to each and every one of you. Tonight could be considered the most powerful night of the Christian year. We gather to remember Christ's last meal, the last time he's with his friends. Tonight is the night he's betrayed and arrested. Tonight, he would beg God, his Father, to take the cup of death away from him. This is a night of pain, a night of suffering. It's a day of darkness and gloom. Jesus gives his last instructions, eats his last meal before he endures suffering and death tomorrow. Now, the word Maundy comes from the Latin mandatum, and it means to give, entrust, or order. On this night, Jesus orders his disciples. He says this, "I give you a new commandment, that you love one another." What kind of love did he mean? Now, the events of tonight and tomorrow give all the meaning to the resurrection. This sacrificial love and this command to love one another, it's about sacrifice. So we must remember what Christ endured for the resurrection. Now that's the good that can come from a night like this. It's not comfortable or easy. And yet here we are, unable to visit each other physically. We are in a very uncomfortable and a very hard place. But in hindsight, we know something wonderful is coming. We know what was happening around that table. And we know we are commanded to do this in remembrance of Jesus. He washed his disciples' feet. He served bread and wine. So there are things that we must remember and things that we can take with us tonight. Remember that you are not alone. And even during these times when we must be sheltered in place, when we must be cautious, we're still not alone. Here we are gathered this way on this Maundy Thursday. We must remember. And we must share. I know that we can't be together. But if we are ordered to love each other, then we have to find a new way to do it. And we must also forgive. I mean, Jesus endured this night and the next day so that we could be forgiven. If we are to imagine trying to model our actions on the life, suffering, death of Jesus, then we must forgive. If we can love each other, if we can share, if we can forgive, then we can have hope. And hope is the most important characteristic of this fellowship of suffering. The cross is the sign and symbol of humanity at its worst. But as I've told you before, God takes the world and literally turns it upside down. This sign of the cross, it's a sign of the greatest goodness of God. Hope is something that we must take with us tonight. We must do it by remembering, by sharing, by forgiving, truly by loving our neighbor. On this night, Jesus sat at the table with his disciples, and he told them, I have desired to eat this Passover with you before I suffer. He then took the bread, he gave thanks, he broke it, and said, take and eat. This is my body, broken for you. In the same manner, he took the cup, and he said, this cup is a cup of the new covenant, sealed in my blood, shed for you for the forgiveness of sins. When you drink from this cup, do so in remembrance of me. Together, let's now remember and share, forgive, and have hope. I encourage you now to take your bread and your cup and join with all of us as we participate in this meal together.
Stand on the rock where Moses stood. Pharaoh's army got drowned. Oh, Mary, don't you weep. Oh, Mary, don't you weep, don't you mourn. Oh, Mary, don't you weep, don't you mourn. Pharaoh's army got drowned. Oh, Mary, don't you weep. Well, Mary wore 3 links of a chain. On every link was Jesus' name. Pharaoh's army got drowned. Oh, Mary, don't you weep. Brothers and sisters, now don't you cry. There'll be better times by and by. Pharaoh's army got drowned. Oh, Mary, don't you weep. Oh, Mary, don't you weep. Oh, Mary, don't you weep.
I encourage you now to pray the words our Lord taught us with me. Our Father, who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done, on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread. Forgive us our debts as we forgive our debtors. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom, and the power, and the glory forever. Friends, peace be with you. Go now. Remember, share, forgive, and have hope. Until we meet again, God bless you.